Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be going over everything I bought while in Japan. I have since returned, and I'm going to go over everything that I got, starting in the order of the day I got it on. So on the day we arrived, we went to Ikebukuro and we went to this park and we saw the cherry blossoms, and we also walked around Ikebukuro a bit, but I didn't actually buy anything beyond food on that day. Anyway, so on day 2 we went to Shibuya and we saw the crossing, and we went to some shops there as well. But on that day I mainly just got gachapons. We found this place which is just completely full of gachapons and nothing else, so I got some of them. So the first one I got was this miniature volume of Lovely Complex. I think there was like 6 different ones you could possibly get, and I got Lovely Complex. I still have all the balls. These came in there in a bag, but it's actually a miniature version of the volume. It's got all the pages in there and everything. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just a tiny little copy of it. And the next gachapon I got was, there was a one for Anion Bond, and like you could get badges, keyrings, or the top prize out of the gachapon was a figure, and I somehow managed to get the figure. So it came with Anion Bond right here. It's very cute. I love Bond. He's just a big foof. But yeah, there's that. And then the next gachapon I got, just because I like dragons and I thought it was cute, was this fat dragon. I got the blue one. There was other colours, but yeah, I just thought they were very cute. And then the last gachapon I got was an Inuyasha one, and I managed to get Songo, which I'm very glad about because, Songo's like one of the only characters I don't actually have any figures of. This is actually a pencil holder. That's why she's holding up her hands like that, so she can hold a pencil or a pen or a felt tip. I don't think she's actually gonna do it. I think she's just gonna fall. Stand up. She didn't stand very well on the carpet. Maybe this pen's just a bit too heavy. Yep, she's not gonna hold it. Anyway, that's everything I bought while in Shibuya on day 2. Now, day 3, we went to the Studio Ghibli Park in Nagoya, and we went to like Valley of the Witches, and we did the Princess Mononoke area. I forgot what it's called. And then we did the warehouse. I didn't buy anything in the warehouse's gift shop, but I did get some stuff in the Valley of the Witches' gift shop. But first, in the train station, after we got off the bullet train, I got this. It's got it's got Nagoya's castle on it, as well as a little Shiba, which is very cute. I'm only showing the stuff in this video that I bought for myself. I did buy a bunch of stuff for family members as well, but I've already given them their presents, so I won't be showing any of the stuff I bought for them in this video. But yeah, I got this little Shiba keyring, and it was very cute because it's a Shiba. We also went, while in Shibuya, went to the Shiba cafe, and the Shibas in there are very cute. Especially this one called Ayame. She was a little black one, and she was just loving getting all these cuddles. Anyway, in the Studio Ghibli Park, I got this little keyring of Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle is my favourite Ghibli film, which is why I mostly got stuff in the Valley of the Witches gift shop, because that's where all the Howl stuff was. There, there's the little castle. And then I got Calcifer. They sell these like big massive heen plushies there, but they sell out quickly. And by the time we found the gift shop, because we didn't know where it was, they'd sold out of heens. But they did have this Calcifer. It's also got Valley of the Witches on it, and I do like Calcifer, and he's really like hairy, and he's got a mouth. There, he's cute. A little Calcifer plush. You could get smaller ones too. This was the bigger size. Yeah, he's a big fluffy fireball. And also, I've got this t-shirt with Howl's Castle on it. It says Jibby Pork Valley the Witches on the outside, and I got it in blue. It came in other colours too, but dark blue is my favourite colour, so I had to get it in blue. That's Howl. And then the fourth day is probably where I bought the most, because we went to Ikebukuro, to a place that's dubbed Otome Road, which is where all the like shoujo, BL, Otome game sort of merch is. So we went into like K-Books, and K-Books had a bunch of cool stuff in there. We also went into Animate that day, but it was super full and you could barely get moved on the merch floor. The manga floors weren't quite as busy, but the merch floor was super busy, so I couldn't really look around that floor too much. But yeah, I got some stuff on the manga floor, but I also got a bunch from K-Books. So we're going to go over all the stuff I picked up on that day. So first, this is a acrylic stand from Fruits Basket. It's Kyoko and Katsuya. It's K-Books is like sells second-hand merch that people have sold to them, so you get a lot of stuff from like stuff that came with magazines, stuff that like was from events and stuff like that in there being sold. So yeah, this looks like it was from the World Exhibition. Yeah, it's Kyoko and Katsuya on a acrylic stand. There was like several K-Books. One of them focused on idol stuff. One of them was for gaming merch, one of them was for anime and manga, one of them was for BL and Otome games, and then one of them was for K-pop and J-pop. So I'll show you all the stuff that I got in the anime and manga one first. So next I got this acrylic stand of Kyoka from My Happy Marriage. This is a pretty cool one. It's quite a large acrylic stand. It's not the largest acrylic stand that I got, but it is one of the larger ones, but nowhere near as big as the biggest one. But yeah, he's got some like glue residue on him, which I will have to rub off, but it's nothing that won't come off with a little bit of scrubbing. Most of the stuff in K-Book is second hand, so it's not always going to be perfect, but the Japanese equivalent of a damaged product is very damaged compared to like the English equivalent of a damaged product. It usually has on the label whether it's damaged or not, and a couple of the stuff I bought had that on the label, and I can barely see the damage. So right, next we have this acrylic stand of Hattori from Fruits Basket in his pajamas and his little seahorse nightcap. I thought this was pretty cute. He's holding a coffee. I didn't get anything of Kyo, even though he's my favourite character, because the Kyo merch was a lot more expensive than all the other characters, and there wasn't a lot of it left, because obviously his stuff sells out quickly. They did have a few badges and keyrings of Kyo, but they were a lot more expensive than the other characters. There's a ton of Yuki stuff, though. Anyway, next that we have this little keyring of she's from Honey Lemon Soda. I've suddenly forgot her name, even though I knew it a minute ago. Uka. It's a keyring of Uka from Honey Lemon Soda. It's quite a cute keyring. It's like a rubber one. I don't really see a lot of merch for Honey Lemon Soda, so when I saw this, I definitely grabbed it. I'm pretty sure didn't I get? Oh yeah, I did get one more thing from Fruits Basket, and it's a little Hatsuharu acrylic stand. I bought way too many acrylic stands, and I have no idea where I'm going to put them all. But they just had so many there. Yeah, there's Hatsuharu drinking a boba tea. I'm pretty sure this is from they collabed with like a boba tea place, and I have all the key rings from that collab which I found on eBay, but they must have done acrylic stands as well, and this must have been one of them. All the stuff, like my favorite character from Fruits Basket is Kyo, but my second favorite character is Rin Isuzu. But all her stuff was also sold out. There was a section, they had like each hook had like a different character's picture on it because that was like their section, but the Rin section had nothing in it, so her stuff must have gone quite quickly too. Anyway, next I found this keyring from, I think this is from Corette Decides to Die, which is a series I haven't read, but it has recently gotten an English license announcement, and I thought this keyring was very pretty, so I thought I'm gonna be reading this series when it comes out, and this keyring's very nice, so I picked it up. I'm probably gonna enjoy the series. If I hate the series, then I don't know what I'm gonna do with this keyring, but I'm guessing I'll probably like it. I mean, it's Greek mythology. I used to be very into Percy Jackson as a child, so I like Greek mythology. Anyway, I got some Yona stuff too. So here's a big keyring of Zeno. Zeno is my favourite out of the 4 dragons. So yeah, I picked up this keyring of him. They had the Yona section was like had its own like there was a whole aisle for shoujo merch in K-Books, and then at the end of the aisle, on like the end part of it, right, it was all Yona on that part. So Yona had quite a big section to itself. So here's a little acrylic stand of Hack in a glass of water, which is rather random but also quite cute. He's got ice in there with him. I'm surprised he hasn't drowned. And then this is a very nice one that I found of Hack and Yona. I really love this one. This is like one of my favorite acrylic stands that I got. I thought it was very nice. They're surrounded by quite a lot of fruit. And for that, yeah, next. This came in like a pack. It's like My Love Mix Up. It must have been from like some anniversary event. But inside of this was one of the products that it said was damaged. But I literally see no damage to any of this. But yeah, it's like this plastic sort of picture, but it's got glitter behind it, and the glitter like moves around. I thought it was very nice. And this was like came with it. It's got inside of this. Inside of this, it's got like this same picture, only it's a picture. I'm not going to open it up because it took me ages to actually get it shut. And in this envelope is a bunch of art cards from My Love Mix Up. That's a nice one. I will probably display some of these right in front of the manga. Although I don't think I'll be able to display them all because I have limited space. I'm already struggling to realise where I'm going to put all of this. I bought a ton of acrylic stands, knowing that I'm probably not going to have the space to put them. I'm going to have to find somewhere. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to get that shot. But yeah. This was like all in a bag together. There was another one similar to this, but with like a different picture and art cards. But I grabbed that one. And next, I got these badges from In the Creamery at Dusk. They like came as, I think these are from some sort of event as well. They're just, I haven't taken them off the paper yet. I think these were new. I think someone just, oops, sold these new. Because sometimes people obviously just take the merch into K-Books without even taking it out of the original packaging. And that was the case with this one. So we have Ioi and Ichimura on these badges. There's the back. I thought they were very nice. And then we went. Oh wait, no, there's still more stuff. There's still more stuff from the first K-Box. There's this Chihaya bookmark. It's like a plastic one, like clear plastic. It says, "Even when the gods held sway in the ancient days, I have never heard that water gleamed with autumn red as it does in Tata Stream." I guess, is that the Chihaya poem? Like, is that the Chihaya poem? I don't remember what the Chihaya poem is, but yeah, Chihaya is about character, and which is a game played with poetry. So I think that's one of the poems. I've never read it, but I have watched all 3 seasons of the anime, and I really liked it. And here we have a Kyoka bookmark. This is a paper one. It's also got Kyoka Mio on the back, and it also says "not for sale" on it, but somebody sold it. So yeah, I got more stuff from My Happy Marriage, but that was on a different day. And I also grabbed this postcard of How I Met My Soulmate. It is a postcard. This is probably one of the 3 gifts that came with the magazine that How I Met My Soulmate was published in, because this is the type of thing that a magazine would give away. Yeah, it is the main guy. I can't remember his name because I'm bad with names. Anyway, then we went... No, there's one more thing I got in that first K-Box, which I was actually surprised to find in there. And this is the other thing that was considered damaged. And that is the Rara 40th Anniversary Illustrations Exhibition. The Beautiful World of Shoujo Manga. This is an art book that was released for the 40th anniversary of Rara magazine for the exhibition. And the reason this was listed as damaged is because of this. If you can even see that. But yeah, this was like half as much as what they normally would have sold it for because of this. But yeah, it's an art book of everything that was published in Rara magazines for the last 40 years. Like, there's Vampire Knight, there's Snow White with the Red Hair, Natsume's Book of Friends. This, I think, is called The Start of Conrad. Here is, I think that's Maid-Sama. I don't recognise all of these series, but I recognise some of them. Library Wars was another series that was published in this magazine. I think this one is called Cypher. And I'm super happy to find that Library Wars does have some art in here as Natsume. So yeah, basically just most of the manga that's been published in Rara over the years has some art in here. There's Snow White with the red hair. Here's the Library Wars page. I love Library Wars. It's one of my favourite manga. And you don't get a lot of stuff from Library Wars, so I was really happy to find that this had some pictures from Library Wars in here. There's a last game. So yeah, this is a very cool art book, and I was very happy to find it. And for so cheap as well, considering the damage. Yeah, this was a great find. Anyway, that was everything I got in the anime and manga K-Books, and then we went into we didn't go in like the idol or the J-pop, K-pop or the game one. But we did go into the BL an Otome game one. And I picked up this Keyring of Rupin from Code Realize. Code Realize is my favourite Otome game, and Rupin was my favourite route from that game. So I got this Keyring of him. They had a bunch of stuff from Code Realize, Cora X Maris. I didn't see anything from Norn 9, but they had a bunch of stuff from a bunch of Otome games I also have never heard of as well. But this is the only thing I grabbed from an Otome game. And then I grabbed some stuff from Given as well. They had stuff for Cherry Magic in there too, and stuff for Sasaki and Mayano, and a bunch of other BLs that I didn't recognise. I was also looking for therapy game stuff, but I didn't see any. But I grabbed some stuff from Given anyway, so this got Mafuyu acrylic stand. And an Ritsuka acrylic stand. And then this acrylic stand of all 4 of them. This is like a really nice one. It's super big too. And these are the things that uses to stand up, but they fell off. They're not attached, that it just rests in. And it goes like that. But yeah, this was a very nice one. Yeah, that's everything I got from that second K-Book shop. And then we went into Animate, as I said, but I didn't buy any merch from Animate because, as I said, the merch floor was absolutely packed. There was never go into an Animate on a Saturday. That's my advice. The queue for the checkout was that long. It was winding around every single aisle on the floor all the way to the stairs, so you couldn't really walk around to look at things without like bumping into the queue. What you would have to do was just get in the end of the queue and pick stuff up as you were going through the queue. But yeah, it was packed, so I got some manga on the manga floors because they were less busy. So the first thing I grabbed was some light novel volumes of Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. These are volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the sequel series, or volumes 18, 19, and 20, if you count it as all one thing. The Sugar Apple Fairy Tale did end at volume 17, but then recently, I think it was a couple of years ago, she did start writing more as the sequel, and yeah, so far it's 3 volumes, so this is 18, this is 19, and this is 20. So it's a continuation of the series that's set after the ending. We are getting the Sugar Apple Fairy Tale light novel in English, but I don't know if we're going to be getting these 3 volumes or whether it's just the English release is going to end at volume 17, which is where the original run ended. But I saw, these are the only 3 volumes that were in Animate, and I saw them, and I love Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, so I just grabbed them. This is what the inside of a Japanese light novel looks like, if you're ever curious. The words kind of go down over. There's some pictures in these as well. But yeah, obviously I can't read these, but they are nice to own, especially since I don't know if we'll get these ones in English. I hope we do, because we always need more Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, but yeah, I grabbed those. And then I also grabbed a light novel for Yona of the Dawn. This is like, it's a spin-off light novel. I think it has like 3 short stories in it, but I highly doubt we will ever get this in English. Viz Media doesn't really release light novels for their shoujo, so we will never get this series in this light novel in English. It's just this is just 1 volume. But I thought it would be pretty cool alone, so I grabbed it. And then I grabbed a Japanese copy of Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket is my favourite, so I decided it'll be cool to own a Japanese volume. This is the 2-in-1. Right, the collector's edition like we have from Yen Press, and this is the Japanese edition of it. It's still the collector's edition. It's still the first 2 volumes, but yeah. I say Fruits Basket is a favourite of mine, and I thought it would be cool to own a Japanese volume, so I grabbed the first one. And then the next one I got was the first volume of Love That's an Understatement, which is a Kodansha series that we have in English digitally. We don't have a physical release. I would really love it if we got a physical release, because this is by the author of Lovesick Ellie, which is a series I loved. So yeah, I'm hoping to get physical copies in English this Sunday, because I don't really read digital, so I haven't picked this series up digitally, but yeah. Hoping Kodansha gives us physicals of this in English, but for now I have a physical copy in Japanese. And the last thing I picked up from Animate is this series. It's an ongoing series, and it currently has 4 volumes out. We don't have this in English. I don't know if we'll ever get this in English, but this is from the same creator of Library Wars. Library Wars was originally a novel, and the person who wrote the novel wrote this novel before she wrote Library Wars. And then Library Wars got adapted into a manga, and the person who adapted Library Wars into a manga also started to adapt this series into a manga. So it's by the same author as the original novel, and it's also by the same artist as the manga for Library Wars. They're both adapted by the same person. I don't know the name of this series, but I know it's about Tokyo has been destroyed by salt, so it's like post-apocalyptic, and this girl here, along with 2 guys, this guy here and this guy here, are looking for the ocean, I believe is what it's about. I believe the original novel had 3 volumes, and each volume, one of them was about the land, one was about the sea, and one was about the sky, or something like that. Yeah, the art is basically it's the same art as Library Wars. But I love Library Wars, and with this being by the same novel author and the same manga author, I'm definitely interested in picking it up. I can't read it, not unless I read the scans anyway. But yeah, it sounded interesting. I've looked through these volumes. It looks very interesting. It looks like something I would really enjoy if we ever got this in English. Although I don't think Library Wars is all that popular in English, so I highly doubt we will ever get this. I mean, Library Wars did get a sequel series in Japanese, and we never got that in English, so I don't think there's that much chance of us getting this one, but so I grabbed them in Japanese. It does look very cool. But yeah, I don't actually know the name of the series, but this is up to date. It's still ongoing, but there's currently 4 volumes out. I just don't actually know what the series is called. I knew of the series, I just never knew the name. Anyway, the day after we went to Ikebukuro, we also went to Tokyo Tower on the same day we went to Ikebukuro, and I did buy stuff there, but it wasn't for me, so it won't be in this video. And then the next day we were going to go to Mount Takao, but we got lost. We got on the bus. We got on the train to Takao, the town. Perfectly fine. Then Google told us to get on the bus. So we got on the bus, but we got on the wrong bus because apparently there's 2 different buses that stop at that stop, and we didn't realise. And that bus took us back to the previous train station. So we got back on the train to get back to Takao's train station, but got on the wrong train and went back in the other direction, had to get off that train on the train that goes in the right direction, got back off at Takao, got onto the right bus, got to the place where the bus dropped us off, and realised we were never meant to take the bus in the first place. We were meant to take the train to another train station, which leads you to the entrance to Mount Takao. Because the bus stop that this bus stopped at was an hour's walk down a random trail in the middle of nowhere to get to Mount Takao. So we got back on the bus, we got back into Takao, But by the time we got back into the cow, it was only like a couple of hours before it was going to get dark. We didn't really have time to be climbing the mountain because it takes like 2 hours to get up there, 2 hours to get back down. So we were like, we just went back. So yeah, we spent the day getting lost. So obviously, yeah, other than some dangos, which I found at a convenience store, I didn't buy anything that day. And so yeah, we got lost. All because Google told us to take the bus when we were never supposed to take the bus. We could have got there taking the bus, and it just would have taken us an hour to walk down to it. But yeah. Anyway, the day after, we went to this shrine, this Buddhist temple in, it was near the Sky Tree. So we did the temple and then we did the Sky Tree afterwards. I can't remember the name of the temple now, but yeah, it's like a famous one. And walking up to the temple, there's like these bunch of shops, like that, like story shops, and there was one that sold a bunch of dog stuff. So I got some presents for my dogs in there. They've already been given their presents. But they also had this like machine with like floating paper in it, and you paid 1,000 yen to put your hand in and grab a piece of paper, and you, depending on the number on the piece of paper, you won a different size dog plush. So I did it twice, and I've got the small plush both times, which is good because I wouldn't have been able to fit a bigger one in my suitcase. So I got the Shiba, which looks like the Ayame, the Shiba I was talking about from the cafe. It looked a lot like her because she was a black Shiba, so I grabbed that one. And then I did it again on the way out of the temple, and I got this one, which looks kind of like Rowan. Just a little like doodly-poodly thing, and I thought it was very cute. And then when we got to the Sky Tree, whilst we were waiting for our time slot, because you buy a ticket, you're given a time slot as when you can go up. Our time slot was 1 o'clock. But there's a bunch of shops and stuff under the Sky Tree, so there was cool machines there, and we were trying them out, and the only thing I managed to win out the claw machines in the Sky Tree was this banana. It's a banana. It's like rubber and squishy, but it's so random. But I won it out of a claw machine. There was other fruits in there too. But yeah, it's a banana. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but I have it. And it's covered in hairs now. And then I grabbed these stickers. This is Miku. And Lucario. And Kirana. And Inuyasha. So I grabbed those stickers. And then, whilst we were at the temple, I also grabbed a fortune because they were doing fortunes for 100 yen. I got a bad fortune, and you can't take those with you, you have to tie them up. So I tied that one up, and I did another fortune, and I got a regular fortune, so I could actually keep this one and take it home. So I got that. Put it over there. And then in the Sky Tree, I got this t-shirt, which has the Sky Tree on it. I have worn this, so it's a bit crinkly. And Mount Fuji and some cherry blossoms. I'm going to have to fold that back up. But anyway, after that, on the final day, day 7, we went to Akihabara, and they had this place called the Taito Arcade, which is a bunch of claw machines. And I've won 2 things. The first thing I won was this little dumplingy, I think it's like a Goza dumplingy creature, but it's like maybe squishy and it's got like balls in it. So yeah, I won that. And the second thing I won was an absolute complete accident, and I'm surprised I managed to get it home. So we were playing on the claw machines, you had these tokens which you got by exchanging like yen for them. And I had one left, and I was like, I'm going to have to use this up before we leave. I'm going to stick it in the biggest machine I can find. There's no way I'm going to win that in one turn. It's pretty much not possible to win something that big in one turn, so I just shoved it in there. And I won it in one turn. This giant ass ice ball. And I won this. It cost me 100 yen because I got it in one turn, which I wasn't expecting to do. I was just trying to like waste my last token before we left. But yeah. And I had no idea how I was going to get this home. But luckily I managed, it's quite squishy, so I managed to like squash it up into my suitcase and managed to bring it home. But yeah, if it hadn't been so squishable, it probably wouldn't have fit. But yeah, I didn't even want to win this, but I won it. It's here. It's very comfortable to lie on though, so I use it as a pillow. My big ass ice ball. And then that's all I got in Akihabara because we were looking around the shops and it was mainly more catered towards like shonen and seinen sort of stuff in Akihabara. So there was not much I really wanted there. So we got back on the train and we went back to Ikebukuro. And I went back into that same K-Books and they'd added more stuff. So mainly the stuff they added was a lot more My Happy Marriage stuff that they didn't have the first time I went. So yeah. Anyway, the first thing I got back in the same K-Books. That K-Books was brilliant. I'm pretty sure that K-Books loved me the amount of patronage I gave them. But I'm not actually sure what these are. I think they might be stickers, I'm not sure. These are from Honey Lemon Soda, the Memorial Collection. These are the green ones. I also grabbed the yellow ones. And I also grabbed the pink ones. As I say, I'm not 100% sure what these are, but they like pop out. I don't know if they're like stickers or something. But yeah, I grabbed all 3 colours of those. And then I got this badge of Zeno, which they didn't have the first time. It's got like this little thing on the back so you can stand it up, which I thought was cool. But yeah, they didn't have that the first time I was in there. And then Kyoka keyring. So either one person or several people must have come in and sold a bunch of My Happy Marriage stuff because there was a lot more this time. So there's Kyoka. And then there's this Mio like Instagram filter sort of thing. And then we have this acrylic stand of Kyoka. And then this Mio one to match. Didn't like more Western style clothing in these ones. They also had the Mio one that matched with this Kyoka, but I didn't end up getting that one since I'd already gotten so many other acrylic stands. And I bought more. Then I got this art card too, which also says not for sale on it, but it was being sold. Yeah, I got those. And this cushion from Yona, which has got the dragons on this side as mice and ducks. On the other side, it's got Half Naked Jiha on it. So yeah. This was vacuum packed, so it was very flat. And I thought it would puff up more once I opened it, but it didn't actually puff up that much. Which is fine, because it meant it actually fit better in my suitcase anyway. So yeah, I got that. Which is pretty cool. I'd never seen a Yona cushion before. And then we went back to Animate. And this time, because it was a weekday, the floors were a lot more empty. You could get moved, you could look around. So we actually got a chance to look around the merch floor rather than just the manga floors. So I actually found stuff there this time. One of the things I got, which was off the manga floor, was this Hana to Yume magazine. This is the the April issue. Obviously, because it's April, but yeah. The only manga I actually know from this one is Yona, but I really wanted a Hanatime magazine that had a Yona chapter in it, so grab this one. The next issue, which is actually the May issue, is like a 50th anniversary one, which I think they're going to make an art book for the 50th anniversary, which is similar to the 40th anniversary Hirara one that I got. So if I could find that somewhere, that would be very cool. Not the magazine, just the art book from the exhibition they're going to be doing. Like, kind of like the Yona exhibition where they sold the big Yona art books. They're going to be selling a 50th anniversary Hanatime art book, and it's going to have stuff like Fruits Basket, and Yona, and Skip Beat, and stuff like Please Save My Earth, and basically a lot of series that were published in Hanatime in that art book, and I appreciate that would be very cool to own if I could find it. I might do what I did with the Yona one and like get it through a proxy service. If they like sell them outside of the exhibition, of course. But yeah, that's the Yona chapter. I don't want to show too much because of spoilers. But yeah, that's Hanatime. And then I did a couple more gachapons. They had gachapons in Animate. They have gachapons everywhere. They had gachapons in the airport. But I got this little Racing Miku one. Is this right for the 15th anniversary of Racing Miku? Couldn't come home without Miku. And then I did this Token Rambu one. Got this tiny little acrylic stand of one of the swords. I don't remember this one's name. I don't remember a lot of their names because, quite frankly, their names are hard to remember. But yeah, I got him. And then, while walking around, look at this. This is like a board game thing that came free with the Hanatime magazine. These would be quite nice to display, but these are like the game pieces. I got the characters on them. There is a Yona one in there somewhere. So I found this acrylic stand of Albert from the Saints Magic Powers Omnipotent. They did have other characters too, but these were quite expensive, so I just got the one. There's Albert. And then my biggest acrylic stands. And why is the camera going like that? I have no idea where I'm going to put them. But I had to buy them because I needed them. And they are from Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. These are like the acrylic stands of where they're dressed as like detectives. We have Anne here. They had smaller versions as well, but they were sold out of... They had Anne, and they had Mithril, and they had, I think, Jonas in the smaller versions, but they were sold out of, like, Charles and Kat and all them. They also had some badges, but they only had Jonas, Keith, and Hugh on the badges. They didn't... All the, like, Charles and Anne ones were sold out. Same with the key rings. So yeah, there's Anne... Then Charles. I couldn't leave without something from Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. So I'm so glad we went back to that Animate and I was actually able to find these because I knew Animate was selling Sugar Apple Fairy Tale stuff, and the one in Akihabara didn't have any. The K-Books in Akihabara didn't have any shoujo stuff either. But that Ikebukuro Animate pulled through, and I found them. So there's Charles and Anne. And then I also got Kat. I didn't get Mithril because they didn't have Mithril in the bigger ones. They only had Mithril in the smaller sizes, so he wouldn't have matched. These are the only 3 characters they had in the bigger sizes. Apart from, I think they had Jonas as well, but I don't like Jonas, so I didn't get him, obviously. But I would have got Mithril if they had him in the bigger size. But there was Kat. And yeah, that's everything. I bought while in Japan. So here's my haul. And these two. It was quite a bit. I got quite a bit. Well, I would have got more, but my suitcase was lacking in space, especially with that in it. But yeah, I'm happy with what I got. It's so many awesome things, and yeah, we had an awesome time. It was great. I would recommend going to Ikebukuro if you want to get some like shoujo and josei stuff. And a banana. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back for another one, either manga haul or a reading log. Although I haven't ordered any manga, obviously, because I've been away, so it might be my reading log next. So we'll see. I still have a bunch of manga to read from my last haul. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.